Be Frank Network.
Welcome to the Happy Never After podcast. I'm your host, Mara Merrick. I have a very, very special guest who just had a new album come out. He's on OOOOP.
OOOOP, yeah. That's
The host of OOOOOP.
OOOOOP. That's my podcast.
Yeah, Francis Ellis and him have very similar. There's oops and then just oop. No. No, it's you up.
You up.
Yes. And you still have J-Train.
Yeah, J-Train and you
Oh my
up.
God.
I have two podcasts. The most
So busy.
embarrassing thing to tell people in the entire world. And then some people are like, no, you're doing it. Like, I think people who don't know that you can just like plug a podcast in and like you could like talk on your phone and be like, this is a podcast. And it's like anyone.
Adam Carolla has like 7 now.
Yeah, well, he's got a network. That's a business.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here with two, of me talking out of my ass.
So, Ira Gar, who is Donald Trump's divorce lawyer,
Okay.
is starting a podcast. And
Exactly. This is what I mean. Like, it's not like you have to be good at, like, there's no, like, HR for podcasts. There's no, like, they're not like, okay, send in your resumes. Let's see if you can speak.
Well, he asked me to be I was like, should I be on a second podcast?
Listen, it's been, I am embarrassed to say it. I enjoy doing both.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, You Up is a dating specific podcast. J-Train is a little more me, but we get 90% dating questions. So it's like, they're very similar, but like just a little bit of a different taste. But
did I say your name? This is Jared Freid,
oh,
everyone.
I'm Jared Freid. Nice to meet you. See, I'm so used to podcasts that I just host the show.
I know.
Yeah, and that's been an
I was
issue
like,
for me.
Wait a minute.
Sometimes I go on shows and like I had someone told me my brother was with a girl, and
Older, younger.
I have a younger brother, 4 years younger, and I'm with my girlfriend, and we all went out for dinner, and the girl was like, it wasn't going well with her and everyone at the
Okay.
table. And she was like, oh, and she was kind of trying to like neg me for some reason. And you know this, when you tell people you do something publicly, they want to let you know, well, I haven't seen it yet. There's like a shitty person
Yes.
that's like a human Yelp review.
Yeah, it's like they really want to humble you.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
want to let you know.
you're not here for that. Like you're not the martyr of humbling people, sir.
Exactly.
Or ma'am. Yeah.
And
calm the fuck
also,
down.
I'm admitting that there's no HR for this. Anyone can do this. So I don't, just saying I have a podcast doesn't mean I think I'm, or I'm particularly good at it.
No.
I don't know. So I think I am. That's why I put it out. But I'm
You're
like,
great at
I
it.
try my best. But like, I didn't come
I've
here
been
being
trying
like,
to book you for a year.
it takes a long time. It's a hard get. So, but I'm saying like I don't go into dinner being like, and I have a podcast. Like I don't. When people were like, well, what do you do for comedy? I go, oh, I have a podcast.
I said
I under my breath. I hope no one hears it, so that someone doesn't like some Jewish mom isn't like my Jeffrey has one. That's like the worst thing in the world. So I try to like, and I know how, but she did this thing where she's like, well, I have a friend who you were a guest on their show. And I go,
no.
oh, cool. Like, I just want the conversation to end right there because I know it's not going to be positive. And
Especially with that tone.
if she was like, you were on my friend's podcast, loved it, I actually listened, it was great. Like, that's kind of a normal way to bring that up.
Which also she should have done.
Or
if you're trying
you
to
don't bring it up.
Get along.
Yeah, like, and she goes, she said you talked a lot. Oh, on a podcast? Sorry. And then I saw the person, and like we were like both guests on another podcast, and like we like said hello, and I didn't say anything, but I was like,
oh, I would have. But
yeah.
that's why I don't have friends.
But well, this isn't my. I'm not like gonna go like skiing with her next week, like I wouldn't. But I just sometimes I hear what people are, and I go, that's what you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you hear something about someone saying something shitty about you, or somebody said something to you the wrong way. I always kind of live in this world where it's like, got it, know it, not your fan, but not someone I'm gonna call in for a favor.
Why do you have a blue Solo cup? You came in with an open cup.
I love drinking out of a Solo cup. I like any lidless cup.
Oh, I do take the lids off my Starbucks.
So do I.
It's
I call it
better.
the barbecue because it doesn't matter where you are or how tough the day is. It kind of feels like you're at a barbecue every time you
Just
take a sip out
chilling.
of that cup.
And
Up
you look
here
so
in
cool.
my brain, I'm at the queue.
BBQing.
I'm hanging.
Uh,
Hot dogs are on, burgers on the grill.
does your
I made a
girlfriend
coffee
get
at
annoyed?
home and I brought it out.
Oh, okay.
So and I made an iced coffee. So.
Oh, I could have. We have so many things here.
You have so much here, but I was also like, I wanted it for the ride.
Oh, I
Keeps
get
my,
ya.
My mouth
you-
moving when I'm not overtaking someone's
Podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
do
also
talk too
happened
much.
to talk about confrontation. Sorry. I just had this happen.
just
But I think you're going to agree with me.
Yes.
So that's why I'm going to tell you the story
Please.
so I can feel good. So my parents
Are still together.
still together. So this will
Okay.
take us into Parentville, I guess.
Okay.
Parents are still together. They're living in Florida now.
My parents are moving to Florida on
They are?
10/15. Yep. October 15th.
Where in Florida? Will you divulge?
I
or-
don't know.
You don't know.
They built a tiny house.
Is it in a community?
It is.
That's great. This is one of those things like, it's funny, like now we live in the age of anything normal gets its eyes rolled at. Like people used to be like, my parents are moving to Florida, they're living in a community. People are like, wow, that's so great.
Fancy.
Nowadays they're like, oh, no, yeah, Jew moving to Florida, the normal basic loser. And it's like, yeah, I guess I'm a loser. I'm a loser. My parents are moving to Florida. Okay.
I have a free vacation spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough shit for me. So my parents move down there and they don't have much to do. So they do this thing where they when they first got down there, they used to go to the Starbucks and they met the crew there. It's fucking out of Seinfeld. You know how they do the new Seinfeld episode premises? This would be a new premise that Jerry's parents moved to Florida. They met a band of misfits that all moved there in different ways. Like some of them were
Courtney
arrested. Some of them moved there to get away from none of them are as
Well, it's
retired and
Florida.
normal as them.
Yes. Wait, are they older? Is it an
My
older?
parents?
No, is the
Some
crew
of them
at
are
Starbucks.
all age ranges. There's one dude that just has a little tiny dog on his lap all the
Oh
time.
my god.
And he's a straight older man who talks about fucking chicks.
No, he isn't.
But also this little dog. It's a weird. They're characters. And there's one guy who does comedy and knows comics in New York. And so they've
Talk to him
become-
about you.
My parents are the most
My Jared.
loving, so supportive in a way that I can't even understand.
I was like, what happened to you?
Yeah, why are they're so into this?
Why are you in comedy?
Yeah, it's a little weird. And my parents, when I first started doing comedy, they were like, yeah, go, you got
Oh, they were nice and supportive.
totally.
Do you share your food? Do you care if people share your food?
We love sharing food. That's why you
Okay,
order food to
this
share.
is a happy family thing, I think.
Yeah, I think my family. That's why I was like, I might be a boring guest for you.
No,
I don't know
no.
if this is broken home time with Mara, but we're generally a good crew, and I think that's
yeah,
made
my
it harder.
boyfriend shares food of mine, and I am not a sharer. And I'm always
Yeah,
like,
you're crazy.
I'm like
You need to share.
I breathe through it. I'm like, it's okay. You can have a
Really?
little
Oh, you're arms around your plate.
prison yard
Yeah.
eating. Yes, but I didn't grow up in
Barking at him. Tries to grab for a fry. You bite his hand. Yeah.
I'm like, get off.
Yeah.
I ordered this for me.
Well, there's the thing. For me to be compatible with someone, I we play Red Flag Deal Breaker on You Up, where it's
Okay.
you're dating someone and then one thing comes up. A great red flag deal breaker would be they don't offer you a taste of their meal.
I offer it, but it's like
It's a fake offer.
do you want a little?
Yeah, I've done that, but I'm conditioned to you offer,
Yes.
and if they take it, good, and then you get a little try of theirs. This is the deal.
The problem is I'm vegetarian, and
Oh, so you don't
So,
get the
I don't get the retry, you know?
Mm.
So I'm just losing out.
See, that would
And then I count my calories until that meal. I will restrict all day to eat out, and then once
this
the meal
is something
comes,
I fully understand. If you're being clean all day,
in order to eat.
and you're like, this is my good meal for the day,
And you're like, and then you're taking all half of it.
yeah,
Oh my God. But I
That
really
I can
feel
understand.
that's like a healthy family thing is
Oh
when
yeah,
people
like
share.
when we get like Chinese food on a Sunday night, it's all in the middle. You get a little of everything. You're making
No.
a plate.
Nope.
Yeah, the families that eat their own Chinese, like nothing is farther away from my reality than woman with chopsticks in one carton having her Asian dinner
Over
in
the
a
sink.
rom-com.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like shoveling
Well,
it.
that's closer to my life. Shoveling it over their mouth in the sink. That's when the leftovers are there.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like just having chopsticks in a container, just being like, yeah, well, this is my Sunday. I'd be like, what? Where are the other 7 cartons?
Well, I mean, and the best thing about leftovers also is like you politely take everything so you look like you only ate a little bit.
Sure.
And then you get home and you're like, I'm immediately eating all the rest.
That to me is a very female thing. The idea of like
I'm so full.
yeah, the PR campaign that you're not a normal person, that you're
I'm like, I'm gonna house everything.
Yeah. I'm waiting till I'm home. It's like if you eat leftovers within 10 minutes of walking in the house, you have lied to everyone at that dinner. You have told a huge lie. You've told them you have faked it a whole meal.
I know.
It's a good way to rate whether you had fun on a date or not. Like, oh, you came home and ate immediately? Don't think you were that comfortable with the person.
My favorite is I have like gone out with a guy, fucked a dude at his house, left my leftovers in the fridge, snuck out, and then be like, oh fuck my leftovers.
Listen, I've done the thing where I've made the decision between do I go and hook up with this girl or do I eat pizza? And I've chosen pizza over the woman.
So many times.
Many times. And it's like to the point of like embarrassment. Like it would be like, do you have a kink for pizza? Like, is that what gets you off? Because you could have came.
And had pizza
after
yeah.
or during, or you could have figured out a way into pizza.
I know, but there's just something about like getting home and being like relaxed and no pants zone and like eating out of the box.
Nothing better in the entire world.
I mean, I don't eat pizza, but
alone, shorts on, no shirt, just TV
housing
glow. Nobody sees this.
Just so much grease
everywhere.
I'm always thinking about putting on a mask right afterwards because I'm like, how much grease is on my face?
Well, that is something that has never crossed my mind. Literally, I've never.
Well, you have like a face. You have a beard, so that's like not
now
fair.
I have a beard, but I'm also like the skincare is so far from my mind when
you
I'm
have
eating.
Beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you. But when I'm eating on the couch, it's like, no, I'm gonna fall asleep in my own mess now. Like a pig, like a fat fucking pig.
Yep, I have a boyfriend. I see it all the time. And I walk out, I'm like, hey, fat fuck, come to bed.
Dude, get in here. It's time. It's over.
It's 3 a.m.
The day is done.
I'm going to have to vacuum all this tomorrow.
Yeah, my girlfriend would come in from the living room and go, a lot of popcorn in there. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, nothing. Just a lot of popcorn on the floor.
He leaves like pumpkin seeds everywhere. I'm like,
yeah.
What, do you get any in your
Yeah, my kitchen, my living room looks like I live in the woods in a tent and a bear got into the cooler. And that's where, and it's everywhere. And made a like I got these like thins. The
Oreo ones?
No. I'm talking about the rice cake thins.
Oh, gross.
They come in a stack and like
yes, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? And they're supposed to be healthy, but I find a way. My big magic trick is taking something meant to be healthy and making it worse than having a cheeseburger. Like I could take those thins with the contents of my fridge where everything's supposed to be healthy and make it unhealthy.
I like to eat to the point where I give myself diarrhea because it's so bad for you. Like,
abracadabra, you have diarrhea now. I'm doing a magic trick every day.
Like,
I'm the same way.
How did hummus make me like this? It was the gallon of hummus.
I have to be done with hummus. I've left hummus.
Because of your digestive system?
Yeah.
We went. Chickpeas are rough.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I went. Jess and I went for dinner at.
How long have you guys been together?
Like a year.
Wow. Do you guys live together?
No, that's in the discussions.
Oh,
right
that was
now.
a weird answer.
Yeah,
no.
we're moving. towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight is ongoing.
Oh, does
Well,
she want to live with you?
Of course, she's like ready. Like, let's do this. I'm
Yes.
26 and I'm ready to do
Her
this. And
clock is going.
It's not even like she never mentions like baby clock, but like the clock in general.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I think
like
women are like,
pushing you.
we're on the bus.
Yes.
And the next stop is moving. And she's
Yeah.
not wrong. I don't think she's, but then she'll do this thing where she's like, well, then I need to know about my lease. And it's like, all right, don't contract me into this, and then, I love being with her. I love being in the apartment with her. Like when we do spend we just went on vacation together for like almost a week. Like,
oh, I just went to Mexico with George.
Where'd you go?
Acapulco.
Fun, great.
It was great.
Yeah, we went to
But he hurt
Aruba.
his back right away.
Oh,
And so
shit.
then he was on codeine. It was
So
the
he
best.
had a great time.
I had a great time because
It was just
normally he's
passed
like
out?
super high strung. Like, let's do stuff. Let's read. Let's like get out there. And I was,
let's zip line.
let's do everything.
Oh, see, I'm
And-
the opposite.
but
of that.
nervously. Let's all do everything very nervously. And I'm always like, can you please calm down? And I kept checking in. I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, why? I'm like,
Yeah.
this is my favorite vacation.
Back to that bear thing. You trank the bear.
I was so nice. Okay, so you guys went to
Aruba.
Aruba?
We did the wake up. We did the gym, and then we get to the beach.
nice.
11 o'clock. Let's start drinking, and we just like sit there hanging out, drinking the whole day, and got burnt and passed out early,
Perfect.
and woke up and did it again the next day. It was just easy and fun. But so that's the thing, like where it's like, there's something like. I don't know if this is male female as much as I would think it is, because some of my friends, they moved in, like I never heard from them about this. Like they were just like good to go, and I'm good to go. But sometimes I walk into a woman's apartment that they live alone, and it's like, oh, this would be what it looked like with the man anyways.
Yes.
They've done it up to fit a man into there.
100%.
And my apartment isn't like that. My apartment is made to be changed immediately upon a woman moving in. So for her, there's not really that much of a change that goes on. And to me, I know there's a change for her. I'm not demeaning the level
Would
of...
she move in with you or would you move in with her?
That's a part of the discussion. I own my place in Harlem.
Oh, you own your place.
And there's a chance I might sell it.
Such an adult.
Very adultish.
Why don't you just rent it out?
I could do that. My relationship with the building isn't in the way that I would want to be with them to rent it out. Like I need help. I don't know. I need help in general, but I don't know. There's decisions to be made. That's the thing. Like for her, she's like, well, my lease is up. Let's find a place. And then, or move into my place. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like, do I sell? There's just a lot of decisions to make that
You
have
shouldn't
nothing to
sell
do
right
with it.
now.
It's just, the other thing is my whole life, I've been like scattered until the moment it starts. Like when people would be like, hey, where you staying for the wedding this weekend? I'd be like, gotta find a place.
This weekend?
Yeah, this weekend. Like, and this is the argument we had where I was
Should
like,
probably call the seller and cancel my spot.
yeah, well, this is the thing. And it's like, her and I had an argument about it because she's like, aren't you thinking about this? I'm like, I just don't want to think about it now. And I'm like, you have to understand, this isn't just uncomfortable in general. This is far away from how I operate.
Yeah, I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
And you've never really been this committed. So this is like a huge step in itself.
Yeah, you know what it is? That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on the precipice of a move-in.
No.
Ever.
Ever.
So but also I've never prepared for April in September. So for anything in my life, like, high school projects in high school, summer reading, moving to New York, getting a job, everything in my life has been like, I'll do it now. And so she is like, oh, we have to start talking about this to get things. And she's so right. But I told her,
Yes.
you don't understand how uncomfortable I am talking about an April thing now. Like I don't, like she walked in my apartment, the I have a washer dryer, and the washer needs to be
Jared
clean.
is rich.
Killing it. Specifically washer
That
dryer
is
rich.
my standard of rich.
Well, women love a washer
I
dryer.
know. Oh
mean,
my God,
talk
if I don't
about,
have to
talk
go
about
downstairs.
a deal closer.
I know.
For Fucktown.
If I walked in there, I'd be like, I'll blow you right now.
I'll blow you to wash my underwear. Please.
I'll wash it.
I'll do it. Just let me do it. Let me throw it in. I just want to throw it in like it's a normal house. Yeah. So the washer kind of smells a little bit, needs to be cleaned. And
They have those tabs you can just throw in there every like 10 washes.
What is that?
You just get washing machine cleaner.
This
I'll
is
help
the
you.
most important thing that I've learned on the episode today. So I said to her, we got back from Aruba. The minute we get back, she's like, I think this kind of smells. I was like, why are we talking about this now? We just got back. You know, like that's kind of how I am with
The move. Yeah.
And I said to her, I go, I hope you don't, I know you're taking this personally, but this isn't about you. This is my discomfort
comfort,
level
yes.
of getting ahead and, you know, and just preparation levels. And that's just how I am as a person. Like, I was considered the laziest of my family, which I think like is the worst thing that could ever happen to someone.
Why?
If you get the reputation of whether you're lazy or not, like around 13.
They consider me lazy too.
Yeah.
But I play on that
How do you play on it?
because I'm not lazy. I'm very clean. I hope my sister is not listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely OCD clean.
Mm-hmm.
But when I show up to her house, so is she. But I don't want to clean her house. Like, I don't want to
Sure.
pick up. So she's like, just go sit down. I got it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they treat you like you're 80
Yeah,
and you
and I
can't
love
walk anymore. But there's also everything I do gets related to laziness. So like if something doesn't go right, like it rained today, Jared, you were always the laziest. Like it just like always comes down to that. Like I should have been the second lazy. I should have planned ahead. I should have been like, boy, Harry doesn't, just shit his diaper. Like I should have like been blaming stuff on him earlier on in life.
Yeah, he's only pooped like halfway so far. Oh, God.
Guy can't even fucking go to the bathroom. He just pooped his pants instead. He said he was too lazy to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He's too lazy to pull down his pull-up, so he just went for it. He's a lazy fuck, huh?
Yeah.
Like I should have been getting ahead,
But you're so successful.
I'm not successful. I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm doing okay. It's not like
okay.
it doesn't feel that I have other things.
I know that you're
want.
living in your own head, in your own world, and you live
Sure.
with yourself every day.
I'm
but
very happy with how it's going.
okay, good. I was like, what
comedically
the
and-
hell?
Yeah, no, I'm very
You're
happy.
killing it.
I'm happy, and I have to stop and say I'm happy all the time.
Yeah.
But it's also like, there's other, things on my mind. I'm like, oh, tomorrow's the day that, this happens and that happens, and now it's over. Like, and, and you're in your own head.
Yes, all the time.
So there's always someone that looks at everyone. Everyone has someone that looks at them and goes, man, that would be
That's my life.
the
That's
best.
what. Yeah, I'd be killing it.
I'd be killing it.
Killing
Look at that. I don't know. But I did want to tell. So my parents meet this band of misfits. I want
Yes.
to tell. I want to hear what you have to say about.
Okay, yes, sorry. And we have to talk about your hummus still.
So that's
Sorry.
okay. So they meet these people. So one of them's a comedian
Mm-hmm.
who knows people in the New York scene. Like is a comedian. Like
Okay.
not like
Not like what normal parents are like, oh, I ran into so-and-so and also
they
you
do
should get on.
comedy and
Yeah.
it's not
Lily
like that.
Tomlin's coming to town. Why don't you open for her? You're like,
Lily, it's
Mom.
either Lily Tomlin or it's their cousin Frank.
Yes.
Did an open mic once 7 years ago.
I'm going to connect you to. I
Yeah.
got his number.
This
Yes.
is a guy who does comedy.
Okay.
And he's in Florida. And
Weird.
it's not as weird when you start to put together the pieces. Like he
Okay.
does like a one-man show. Like
Oh,
he does a
cool.
lot of like, he does these community shows, that type, that he's in that world.
Mm-hmm.
But so then we become, so I meet him. He's very nice. And we become Facebook friends. This guy, every time I post something comedy related, he'll comment like a joke that is always shitty. And then he won't like the post. And it's like, it's funny because like we are in this social media world.
Yes.
We know what's passive aggressive and what's not passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
We know when people think they're smarter than everyone else to say that, oh, I'm not being passive aggressive. We know those people too. You're not smarter, that we feel it. And if you think, oh, I didn't like it. No. There's a history here.
Yes.
So he always doesn't like it, and he'll write something about my parents being disappointed I'm a comedian. Like, that's the premise of all his jokes, because his one-man show is about his mom not being happy that he's not.
So
whatever.
in his own head, maybe he thinks he's writing these hilarious, funny, cute comments.
I delete every single one.
You do?
I always delete them. Because I'm like, get out. I don't want. This is hard for us to do. It's hard for anyone to do.
It really
You don't
is.
need negativity.
No.
And I don't need negativity from another comic who thinks he's trying to be funny. Go do it on your own fucking wall. Go write your own jokes for your own audience. I don't need it for, I don't need you dipping in here, poking your head in to get a like.
Everybody on this podcast knows I'm super against trolls. Like,
It's
and that's very
trollish.
trollish.
It is.
Yeah.
And I said to my parents are like, my parents are the type where they do this and it's funny, but I know why. They'll go, you're being sensitive, Jared. Come on, guys, trying to make a couple jokes. He's funny. Like, they'll take his side right away. I'm like, you don't see how annoying that is? So today I post that my album is out.
Yes.
And he goes,
I just shared it on
and
Instagram.
He writes, I appreciate,
I'm
thank
pumped.
you. But that is like the nicest thing you could ever do. Like, I do appreciate that.
I'm
and
so proud of people that keep work. I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of that. I'm like the mom in comedy. I'm like, oh my God, look at him. He's just out there doing it.
That's the thing. And like, we understand like
how hard it is.
And also how hard it is for someone to like, to share something. It's very nice. I do appreciate it. And I know when I share something, like, I hope that, I'm like, I'm not like doing the Lord's work. I'm just like, no, I do. When I share something, it's because I genuinely do appreciate them and what they're doing. And
I buy all my friends' albums.
but I download.
I do get annoyed when they come in on the shuffle, though, on the iTunes shuffle.
It's
You're
annoying.
like
Okay, I've heard
dancing
this.
around, and all of a sudden you're like, and there he was. I'm like, fuck. This
Dating's tough. Hey, I'm trying to get in the zone here.
riding my bike here.
So his comment was like, your mom's so proud of you. Your dad still needs to get on board. Like, that's kind of the tone of every. So I wrote back today. I was like, not today. And I wrote back. Every comment of yours is negative. That's all I wrote.
Oh my God. Did you write back?
Oh, I love your parent. He wrote back, I love your parents. I didn't mean anything about just trying to make a joke. And I just wrote back like the I don't know emoji. Like, I'm not. Fuck off. You know what you're doing. If you're a comedian, because I know comedians feel. Comedians feel hard.
Yes.
They are temperature takers. So don't act like you don't take the temperature of every room. Yeah, you make a mistake once. You do it once. I've deleted it. This is like the 10th one I've gotten to. And my dad's like, I told my dad, I go, I'm responding. Fuck him. My dad's like, come on, it's funny. Like, my dad's still on his side. And I'm like, well, it won't be so funny when I come at him. With I'm serious. You're a negative person. Like, none of your jokes are funny to me. It's negativity.
And maybe this is the thing that's holding him back. Maybe this is one thing. Maybe
this
is
the thing where I do have empathy for everyone that, like, any shitty thing someone does, it's because it's their own problem. It's not because they don't like me. I'm not important enough to not like, So I don't think he has my face on the wall with red string going out to different jokes that he's made over the course of my life. I get it. But what I don't like is when someone makes their problem your problem. Then when someone makes their negativity your negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And that and that can negativity very easily transferred.
I feel like it's harder to lift people up and it's so much easier to pull them down.
Oh my God, I love a good shit talk. Love a shit talk, fun, but you have to do it with the right people that you can both kind of laugh about it afterwards and not
take it so serious.
There's good and bad shit talk.
Yes.
There's the shit talk that debilitates you for a week. And then there's others that are like, oh, good, I had to get that out of me. Thank you. You're the person I needed to do that with.
Well, I was talking to another comic who is in a relationship with a comic.
Mm-hmm.
And that comic had dated another one right beforehand.
Okay.
And there was a little band of, she got a team together.
Oh, no.
To ostracize this comic.
So
this female comic.
The new girlfriend. We got a little group together.
No, the old girlfriend got a group together
to shove out the new girlfriend.
Yes, don't book her on your shows.
That's fucked
Unfollow.
up.
It was so
That sucks.
fucked.
That's the mix of business and pleasure.
It was. I was like, and I had a talk with the old female comic, and she's not old, but you know what I mean. And I was like, hey, that's the game. If you date a comic, you have to know that.
Yeah, you got to play nice.
You're gonna see it.
And you gotta play nice in the real world.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like be able to like say to each other, okay, it's like, you know, it's like having a kid in the divorce. How are we gonna what are we gonna do with this kid? Are we gonna stay away from it? Like, are you gonna take it on weekends?
Boarding school. Kill it.
At least with a kid, you can boarding school. With comedy, you can't send it off to L.A.
I wish.
You know, or one of you has
Sometimes
to move.
when there's a comic that you don't get along with and they move to LA, you're like, thank God. Oh
What
my
a
God.
relief.
I know
What a relief. Get that miserable
Please.
fuck out of here.
Thank God I got a writing job and he's making millions now and I'm still here living in a closet, you know?
Thank goodness. Thank goodness he had the happiest day of his life.
Yeah. So I felt the same thing when my last co-host and I broke up. I was like, I'm feeling a little ostracized from certain circles.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. But then I started like talking to people. I would just confront them. I'm like, hey, are we cool?
Yeah, I think the funny part is like everyone cares about us way less than we think. You know, like
we can make it huge in our head though.
Yeah, like in your own head, it can be everyone's thinking about me every part of the day, and then you're like, yeah, no, you fucking suck. You're not that great. They're worried about themselves. They're anxious, and I think you know when we talk about dating on the podcast, like I'm always like, yeah, for men especially, men think that like if I end this, it'll shatter their world, and it's like. You're not that great.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no, they're a human.
We're holding on to the tiny little speck of what we think is good about you.
Yeah. And the tiny little speck of what's good about having a relationship and being out of the dating world. You know, so that's
I don't know. I just got hit on by this dude.
Yeah.
I ride my bike without my helmet. I keep my hair down. I keep my earbuds on. All the things that would give me a ticket. And this guy pulls up to me on one of those electric razor scooters, full pads. Knees, elbows, helmet.
Oh, this guy's good. Man, this guy
mirror.
fucks. Yeah.
And he's trying to get my attention. And I take the AirPod out and I looked at him and he goes, we should. And I go, no.
He's like, opposites attract. No, isn't it? I'm the pads guy. You're the person that wants to crack their skull.
It breaks to take an asthma inhaler.
Yeah.
Wait for me.
Come on, I need help taking my pills in the morning. Yeah.
I was like, I'm never breaking up with my boyfriend in
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, you see all like I've been saying a lot where it's like men see this single as like the vacation and the relationship as work.
Death, yeah.
And
death of singlehood.
Done. And then women
you used to be like that a little bit.
Of course. I am that. I still am. You know,
I
relationship.
Like
I'm
you're
having fun in the
Instagramming
relationship.
her. You're Instagramming her.
Yeah, we're a fish. This is all the
this
way.
Is
yeah. I always
huge
said
for you.
I would never put I'll put a group and I used to say that I'd put a girl on my Instagram the day before we got married. That would be the day that I go, hey everybody, look at my new girlfriend.
And now you guys are
tomorrow we start the honeymoon, you know, like
I put George up because I do some thirst traps and I'll get a lot of inappropriate. And then I'm like, I should let everyone know that I'm my friend. And also maybe he'll feel better about that.
The female reveal of the boyfriend has to be a tough day. Because
you take a hit.
You take a hit.
You take
that. The likes are
you drop about
strong.
1,000. You drop about 1,000 followers immediately. And
like,
the other ones.
Oh, you guys were here for the weird maybe opportunity. I guess like they're like in the. I guess it serves to like an animalistic part of your brain where you're like, she's single, could be with me, but you know I'm too lazy. If I DM'd her, she'd be in. I guess that's kind of what it's playing to.
I did answer one super hot fitness guy that messaged me.
Yeah.
And just as like, I go, why are you writing me? Because he had like 200,000 followers.
Sure.
And he was like, I just love a good divorcee. I was like, okay, I'm going to block you for my own safety.
Do you find that that's an interesting thing? being divorced,
Yeah.
do you find that men hit on you thinking that there's a free pass from you being on any kind of clock?
Men love divorced women because they don't feel like there's a commitment. Yeah. So the clock,
So like
there's
that you're gonna move slower,
or I'm
be
not
more
gonna
casual.
Which I always thought that I was, and that's why I keep getting proposed to, because I was like, I don't want to get married.
Yeah.
And they feel that, and they're like, oh, you don't want to get married? No, I want it 1,000 times more. And you're like, no, I mean it. Like,
please don't.
Remember at the beginning when we were like, let's just keep it cool.
Oh my God. Because I would think like there's there's got to be something to the idea that like, oh, loved and lost, and now we'll never love again. So now she'll just be fucking.
No, I just never loved any of them. So
it is fucked up though to think that that guy with Twitter is like, what up, divorcee? Like that was the.
I know, he's so hot.
Go for it.
He's so. I sent a screenshot to someone that he follows that I know, and I was like, help me.
Then the person was like, help you, help me. You got a fucking stud knocking at your
she
door.
Goes, do it. And I was like, no. I'm in a committed relationship.
Yeah. How long have you been with George?
2 years.
2 years.
2
I mean,
years.
now are you getting towards?
I feel pretty good about it, but we don't live together, and I don't know if I want to because I've been staying with him for a month, and I want to kill him.
Okay.
Because every day I clean the apartment, every day,
Mm.
and he comes home at midnight, 1 o'clock, and I am in bed by 11. And sometime between 1 and 4 in the morning, when I get back up to go to work, he does everything. And it's all everywhere. And
What's he doing?
I don't know.
I'm a messy guy, so I can't really.
Well, his pants are somewhere, and
Mm.
then somehow my bike gets put somewhere else, and then he's
doing woodworking in the middle of the night. Just like there's sawdust everywhere. He made a birdhouse.
I really don't know. He like washes his clothes. I'm like, I wash all of your clothes. Why are you doing? Stop. Please.
Sometimes when you get home late like that, I would assume that he has some energy to burn off, right?
Yeah, but I just want him to sit down. Just
burn that energy off on the couch.
Yeah. I was like, take a nice shower
with newspaper under your feet.
Just look at how I tarped that area for you.
There you go.
That is your
you and the
area.
dog hang over there.
That is, I vacuum every day. I don't understand how I have to vacuum every day like this. You're probably the same. Yeah. I do feel like you are the same as him as I'm listening to your stories.
For sure. The popcorn thins are everywhere.
Oh, yeah. He's got the seeds. He's on a big nut mix kick.
Nut mix kick?
Yeah, an unsalted nut mix kick.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
roasted?
very healthy. No, roasted.
Raw. Can't do it.
And I feel like maybe he can't do it either, and that's why he's just like throwing them everywhere. He's like,
just filling his mouth to just keep. It's like me with the iced coffee. Just keep my mouth.
Keep it
moving.
going. Yeah, he yesterday was my birthday, and he bought.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. And he bought me 38. My favorite candy, which I only can eat 4 at one time before I get a stomach ache, is those little pumpkin candy corns.
Oh, I know those. The big
They're
fat
so
ones.
Yeah,
I know those.
So good.
They're like a thicker candy corn, basically.
And Brock's comes out with those jumbo bags. He bought 38 bags of those.
38 bags.
38 bags.
And you can have 4 until you're shitting your pants.
Yes.
Seems like a weird. He didn't do the math on this one.
Also, I had bought 2 bags, which would have lasted me.
He goes into the toilet. It's just everything's orange. It's like, what happened in here? Well,
pumpkins.
I'm sorry. I got a little carried away. I had a 5th.
But he was also late because he normally celebrates everyone's birthday at midnight. Like he'll call them, or he used to own bars, so he would have everyone.
Thoughtful person.
He's so sweet. He acts like a dick, but he's like super nice. And
no, those I know those people that are like good with that stuff. Like that is that's a skill.
He's not good at like. I bought him something already for his birthday, which is in November.
Okay.
And he bought me pumpkin candies.
Gifts, I'm not a big gift guy either. Like I'm more of like a gesture, like I'm gonna give you a great birthday hug. And it's gonna be, and I'm gonna sing to you while giving the hug.
So good. And I'm not gonna just pat you on your back. I'm gonna full grab, and I'll make up a song. But gifts, I never know what to. I think my mom rode me for gifts. I think she was always she loves shopping and loves high end things. So it's you're 12, you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna afford a Chloe purse?
Yeah. I can't go to Bloomingdale's at 12.
Yep. So I bought myself something yesterday and Venmo requested
Perfect.
him.
I think that would make me, if I would be cool with that type of gift.
He was
he
called me laughing so hard. He was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Well, it's not pumpkins." But it is a new dress. So
it's like a pumpkin, but totally not. It won't make me diarrhea as much.
When he handed me the bag, I was like, "I bought you your gift already." And I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I don't need this Dwayne Reed bag.
In fitness.
Yeah.
Also, everybody bought me candy. Everyone bought me candy.
Are you
cookies.
a candy person? Do they know that about you?
No,
or?
I'm very clean.
But I'm is your treat candy? Is your cheat day candy?
If I were doing long distance endurance, sure, I would allow myself a little.
Okay.
But as a rule, I try to stay away from candy.
Any sugar?
Not any sugar. I mean, your brain runs on glucose, so you need it.
You need it.
Yeah. When we do comedy, and you can't be in keto and doing comedy. You're
there's a few people that are in trouble.
I know, Tim Dillon. I think about it every time.
They're getting on the keto bandwagon.
Get off of it.
I make fun of keto because I'm and maybe I should check with you. Is it the same as Atkins?
It's the exact same.
So that's...
And the guy died at 63.
That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, it's
to
the
know
exact
that I'm
same.
on the right track.
It was a little fattier. Atkins was a little fattier.
Well, I always think that keto only exists because Atkins had no social media to show us how stupid the people were.
And people get the worst breath on the planet.
I've heard of the keto breath thing.
It is bad.
What does it smell? Is it
It's like a guttural acid. It's like a real...
And they're only eating meats. That's all keto is.
And I think they can have vegetables. They can have veggies. So anything that's carb free.
I made a breakfast this morning. Is this healthy?
Mm-hmm.
2 eggs.
Okay.
2 slices of turkey bacon.
Okay, it's a little salty.
A little salty. Half an avocado.
Great.
Arugula, like a bed of arugula.
Nice.
Mushrooms, onion, pepper.
Great. It would be optimal if you just lost that turkey bacon.
You lose the turkey bacon.
Yeah.
Just keep the 2 eggs.
2 eggs. You can even add a 3rd egg.
You can add a 3rd egg.
Yeah, but as long as you don't have a fat situation, like an adipose issue where you can't handle the avocado.
No, I love the avocado.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I have
eggs
we check
and
this avocado.
On the podcast.
People ask me all the time.
Really?
I get a lot of clients off the podcast.
I always I'm like, this is healthy to me.
Yes, but does that sustain you for the rest of the day?
I'm good right now. 8 at 10.
That's good.
I feel perfectly not hungry right now.
Somebody tweeted, some comic tweeted their diet during the day. They're like, wake up 10, coffee at 1, another large coffee at 5, dinner, and then another dinner, then another dinner.
That speaks to me. That speaks to me because I'm going to do the big breakfast thing where I go down throughout the day. That was my at one point, and then I do that. I'll be like, big breakfast like I had today. Maybe an RX bar when I get hungry.
Nice.
And then
I can give you different bars to have other than RX.
That's the one to have, right?
You can. Well, there's perfect bars, which are better.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got the RX bar. Then I'm like, when I get hungry, when I'm really feeling it, then I'll have some grilled chicken for dinner, and then I'm done.
That's it.
And then I'll go, and then I'll
You're
get to
starving
nighttime.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, time for that reward dinner.
That was a good set. Yeah, I should go have a Euro.
Is it pretzel time and hummus? Yeah.
Hummus.
I mean, I can't stop. I have to get off of it.
There's so many good flavors.
We went to. You ever been to 12 Chairs?
No.
It's in the West Village area. Great Israeli restaurant, and I went before a show, ate the hummus, walked in the show, sweat coming down my forehead, and literally was like, knock on the door when we start this, because I'm hosting. Knock on the door when we're ready. And I went to the last minute, sat on the toilet, then got up, hosted the show, midway through the set, a 10-minute set. I start sweating again.
Oh, no.
I'm like, please turn on the light. Please turn. I go, and now your next comic, blah, blah, blah. And then I run directly to the bathroom, sit on there. And that was the whole night.
Oh my God. I had that on my bike ride.
Yeah. Oh, on a bike?
So I show up in Columbus. The stage is in front of the bathroom.
That is bad.
George's cousin comes to that show. They're sitting in the front row. I'm hosting. I host that one for some reason. So I get off. I just walk around, go to the bathroom that they can see me going into.
That's comedy clubs especially.
I'm like, oh my God.
It's bad as someone who has I have stomach issues. Like I'm now
Me
coming
too.
to terms with it. And it's like, hummus is out.
It's
out. You're done.
Out.
You're done with hummus, Jared. Stop it.
I know.
Stop convincing
especially
yourself.
when it comes out and it's like all oily and fresh, and you're like,
There's
oh,
nothing
look at the
better.
warm pita, and then you're like, I just want to eat that, but then go home by myself and be alone.
One time, yeah, and then disappear for a month. One time, I put up a picture of my plate for dinner and had hummus on the side, and someone responded over DM like, "Ew, what's that?" And I'm like, it's
the
hummus.
best food on the tower.
And then they wrote back, ugh, it looks gross. And I go, you're blocked for fucking ever. You're not allowed to ew something that is worldwide.
Yes.
We all are on board. This is a delicious snack. They sell it in every supermarket in the Midwest too.
Yes.
So you're ew. You know?
Barbara in Oklahoma is buying hummus.
So the debate is over.
Well, they think it's a dip. They're like, oh, did you get the dip for the chips? Yeah, it's that hummus brand. You're like, no,
The
okay,
dip made
sure.
me poop in my pants. I can't believe
Have you
it.
and Jess, that's her name, right? Done the poop? Have you guys done that in front of each other?
We're shitting everywhere. We are. She thinks my farts are funny.
Okay, good.
Which is the worst thing she could have ever done for herself. Because now it's like, I'm going to be doing them everywhere and in what I think are hilarious ways. I'll let a fart go there. I'll do it as we're walking somewhere, and I'll make it loud enough for maybe someone else to hear. I will really the thing is fart humor. Some people hear the idea of a fart joke and they're like, my word, how could you? Who would have the tenacity? Whatever. They would get in this high horse. And I'm like,
yes.
This is the only comedy I like.
This is all I know.
This is all I know. This is all I like.
It's all I want to share.
I'm doing a bit about how I farted on a train next to her once, and she wasn't on board to be team fart.
She was.
She just didn't get we both farted. Not I didn't fart. Now you're with me. So it's all about just the fight we had about it. How mad I was that she would turn on me in that moment. And I keep thinking of someone hearing that and going, I guess he's one of those fart comedians. I guess I am. Yeah, that's who I am. Fartsy McGee.
I used to do traveling sales for Toyota Financial, and we were in this packed elevator, and I was with a coworker, and he was in one corner and I was in the other, and we were just looking at each other, and everyone went just straight forward, and then all of a sudden he just ripped one of those high whistle ones.
Love it.
And I almost had to sit down. I was laughing so hard. I was like,
timed farts, there's not so I sent my that's so great. I love it.
It was so fun.
I sent one of my best friends, we were just talking on the phone before I got here, and he was we were discussing Greta Thunberg.
Oh, the little one?
The girl that went and made the speech about climate change. So
Yeah.
we're talking about it because I had sent him a video
Who
of
the
her.
fuck are her parents? Where are they?
It's one of those, the thing that I was discussing with him is that you're not allowed to discuss it. Because she's 16 and she has Asperger's, now it's the discussion is off the table.
She's 16?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I thought she was 12.
I think
God,
she's
I'm getting
16.
old.
Yeah.
I'm like, is she driving? Was that child driving? The
You're
age.
the second woman who has said that exact same thing. I mean, the only thing they saw of her was the age was 16, and now I'm old because I thought she was so much younger.
I know. Well, you know, when your parents, when you would drive with them, and they'd be like, "Is that a child driving a car?" That's the age I'm at now.
How is that baby driving?
That's me.
They're wearing pull-ups. They must be.
Where's my AARP card? I need it.
I sent him the video, and he goes, when you sent me that video, I thought it was going to be like her making the speech, and then it was going to cut to someone going, and he goes, and I laughed just like you're laughing now. And then I was like, and I go, well, I think someone will get in trouble for doing that. And he goes, it would still be hilarious. And I go, yeah, you're right. That'd be the funniest fucking thing if it just, and cut. The world is, you've taken my future. And you're like, that's funny. That's good old fashioned fun.
Good old fashioned fart fun.
Yeah, if you're not in on that, I don't know if I really want to like be around that person. Like, if you end a set on a fart joke. Well,
I don't even know how you're employed in this business.
Yeah,
well,
I don't.
Yeah, I just I thought I was having like a dream about talking to George about farting in bed, like accidentally farting and waking yourself up. Have you've done that?
No, I've woken up to Jess going, "You farted all night long," and I'm like, really? Like, I don't even. She's like, you got some things going on, and I'm like, well, good to know.
My best friend, most beautiful person, hottest chick that I've ever met. She likes to snuggle anyone that's near her, and she would just scoot back to me and just rip them all night long. And I'm like, my leg is so hot.
You've bruised me with the air that came out of you.
So gross.
You have a potato gun up your ass.
Yeah, so I'll wake up to like accidental farts that'll just like anything wakes me up. Yeah, and then I also, if like I wake myself up and I can't get back to sleep, I'll like masturbate a little bit to go back to sleep.
It's like a warm glass of milk.
It's great.
Yeah, that's
like
my
what
move.
a routine.
That's the problem with living with someone. That's another fear of mine.
I
Like
know.
I'm sleeping worse because like
you're so uncomfortable with just doing it. I just do it.
I wouldn't do it with her next to me.
I just thought I was getting away with it. I'm definitely not. I just found out that I'm not.
So he's just like curled up in the corner, like one eye open, like, when will she be done? When will this animal get it out of her system?
Well, I thought that I had a dream with him, and I was like, or talk with him, but then I thought it was a dream talk. And then 2 days ago, he was like, I know everything you do. And I was like, oh, that was a real talk.
I hear the flicking.
I'm so quiet. I don't
hear the moans.
Hardly. I hold my breath. I just do it real quick. I barely move, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm like.
Well, I mean, it's good that you can do it like that. You're like a CIA operative of coming.
I know, but that little bit. It's just, I was like, fuck, that woke him up.
Yeah, you felt your elbow moving, gyrating.
Yeah, just a touch.
Yeah. I can't. That's a sleeping thing because I've noticed like I'll keep the TV on, she'll like roll over, fall asleep, and then I'll watch a little bit of TV. But like the way I really sleep well is when I have like I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I listen to like talk radio since I've been 10 years old. So like I would go to sleep to sports talk radio.
So you were
every
born
night.
to do this.
Born to do it. Born to never shut up. And the best way I get to sleep is having like a podcast on sleep 20 minutes, and I fall asleep while it's going on. And it's funny because she'll go, was something wrong? You turn on the radio, like as if I was like listening for the war to end. like listening for, like the U-boats to come to get taken out. Yeah, like, and it's like I do feel I'm like I don't want to keep her up, but it's no louder than the TV. If anything, it's less glow.
Yeah, I like a good golf podcast during sleep time. I'm like, I wish they
And
would
they're
listen to
on
like
the 18th. The approach.
the best. I'm like falling asleep now. It's
Tiger
the-
Woods slept with 30 women behind
God,
his wife's back.
I trained Tiger Woods, and I was
Wait, what?
my natural blonde. Yep, before the Buick Open in San Diego, and I'm naturally blonde, long blonde hair.
Sure.
Nothing.
What was he like?
Quiet.
Also, you were in a professional setting.
I know.
It seems like he was a professional cheater and got off to the weirder the setting,
secret.
the weirder like the Waffle House waitress thing. Like that to me is like a power.
I was still very offended.
Yeah, it's
I was
offensive.
like, what the fuck?
I hear you. I mean,
I was like, I was with him a long time, like hanging out.
is he cool?
Yeah, very super nice. But he was very intense about his workout. Like this was when I was professionally cycling, and like it was very.
But that also, I've heard that about him. He's an intense dude.
Super intense. Yeah, I met him because so I went to Tony Robbins. I was married at the time. My life coach that I got for buying all the sessions, I ended up dating him, and he advised me to get my first divorce. And then he had golfed with Tiger in high school.
What a world you have been a part of. I mean, like the Tony Robbins world alone.
Yeah.
Like, and then life coach dating his client. Like, how serious of a life coach could he be? Is he still a life coach?
Well, I should have. I don't know. I should have known because he had a website business that he couldn't get off the ground, but he made me buy a website for and I was like, yeah, okay. And he like charged me for it. I was like, aren't we fucking? Like, aren't you? I was like, this is so weird.
That's. It feels like, sometimes you go to like New York, you see like professional grifters, like you see like Wall Street grifters, but then you see like the other type of grifter in other towns, like San Diego guy who wants to go to Tony Robbins. Like I'm always like, yeah, why aren't you in New York? Like, why aren't you in a town that like
does
like who are you trying to screw here?
I know.
It
is a real. I did realize that that's really what they're just trying to do there.
Well, because like all those types of people in New York are moving at the same pace. So then when they go to another city, everyone's kind of at a little bit of a different pace, which is totally fine. But if you're the one moving at that New York pace, you're just trying to fuck everyone over.
Also, no one in San Diego appreciated my ambition when I was done. They were like,
totally understand that.
Yo, chill out.
Go to the beach.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Why are you...
Calm down.
Why are you trying to get me into another session right now? I'm in this session.
Is this Amway? Like, are you?
I have a friend
scheme?
that moved to open a business in Charleston,
South Carolina.
Yes.
Oh, slow town, but he's killing it there. But I knew before he left, like, you're gonna kill it there because you're gonna be the mayor of that town by the time I get come down to visit. And that's kind of what happened. Like, he's in the restaurant world, like the restaurant's doing really well, and every night's a new event. Like, he's like, and you could tell like he wasn't going to go down there and not know everybody and the sheriff and the judge within like 30 days.
And he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like sometimes you see that mentality. It can work outside of New York, but you have to realize that like
I don't think it would work for a chick to go down there and do that same thing.
You don't think so?
They have to be like so polite. That is such a boys' town.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like he went down there, probably a good-looking guy. You always hang out with the good-looking dudes.
Good-looking dude. Yeah. I mean,
then he's like integrating.
And he's also taking it seriously. It's not like he's like there partying.
But a chick goes down the same thing. They're like, who is this fucking bitch?
This bossy asshole.
Get your croutons out of my town.
Dressing on the side, get her out of my restaurant now. This bossy
bitch. Yes. That's what I've noticed. So do you think you're going to marry this one? Do you want to get married?
I do want to get married. I do. I'm only in this because it's serious to me. Like I could have just not been. I was perfectly fine being single. Like it wasn't like I was like I'm waiting for the one. I mean, like I was, and
you were always like searching a little bit.
I was always out there, always on like apps and stuff. Like I definitely got to a point where I was like, I think like giving dating advice and talking about dating so much made me like, you can't lie to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like it made me kind of remove myself from going on dates as much.
So you would just fuck?
I wasn't even doing that. Like I was kind of like I would have these girls, like especially as OOOOOP podcast got bigger, like more girls would DM me and they'd be like, let's do drinks. You and I should do drinks. And I would be like, well, I want to do like late night. Like I'm gonna do shows, and you're more than welcome. And I started being like so honest in that way because I couldn't really go through with the lie of like the lie of action of like going like, okay, we'll do a 7 p.m. drinks on Thursday, and then being like, hey, this weekend we should meet up, and they'd be like, well, when's the next date? And I'd be like, well, I have shows. Like like, and it's like, well, what about that 7 p.m. Thursday you did? Yeah, I was opening up this to get to Saturday night.
It's like the girl that eats 10% of her meal and takes the rest home and then scarfs it down.
Yes.
You're just completely lying to them.
I'm doing that equivalent with my actions because that's a lie. So I couldn't keep. I like kind of wanted to be out of that.
Also, you can't do day dates. No one wants to see anybody in the day.
And also like it wasn't honest. I wasn't looking to meet someone, and the way Jess and I met was just really the only way I could have met someone and get to know them.
How'd you guys meet?
She was at a show, but it wasn't my show, like just like a random show with her friend, and like I was hosting, and like she just came up to me and was like, hey, you really single and Jewish? And I was like, yeah. And then I like left, and then she was like still hanging out nearby, and I ended up running into each other again and had some drinks, and like totally like one of these situations was like she was down for like, yeah, we'll be casual and text late and we'll figure out a meeting, and then it became, oh, well, what are you doing tomorrow? Then it got to the point where she was like, well, what are we going to do, a date or what? Like, are we going to do like a real thing? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I wasn't as on board. I was still kind of dealing. And then I was traveling last fall, a year ago. I was doing this like Snapchat game show.
Okay.
And every weekend I was in a different college football town. And then I would come back and like we would try and make it,
which is hard.
It's hard, but it kind of focused me as far as like we come back and then you get to know someone more and more, and we connected on that level where it's like, oh, this is easy, this is fun when we come together. It's not like I'm like, ugh, I gotta get in the date now. Like sometimes with dating it kind of feels like I gotta make sure I keep this up, and it never felt that way with her. And that's just for me, that's just a match. It's like, and then it's funny because I've been putting out dating stuff for so long. People see, oh, you put it on Instagram, and then you have to think of like, there have been arguments that we have that I don't know if other people have, where it's like, but I have to be a little bit more honest about it. I'd be like, listen, I'm not posting it because there's other people out there that are gonna look at that and go, oh, wasn't ready to commit, huh? And I'm like,
also, you don't want her to get attacked. Because
that's already that's starting to happen now. I'm getting weird messages and she's getting weird messages.
Yeah, don't do that to people, everyone.
It sucks because like
discourage all of your friends from doing that.
She got a message where it's like basically it was like she posted me in bed having a popsicle, and she's like, and then someone was like, and now you blow them, and it's like, you're not in on that joke.
Yeah.
Stop.
Back it up.
Yeah, like
idiot.
I think the thing is like, because and it's like she doesn't deserve that because it's like not even like she's a public person.
Right.
So, or trying to be a public person. So that's a little frustrating, but she's been great about it. Like it's every relationship is tough. These are all difficult things. It's hard to like, and I think now it's really easy to pull the ripcord on something. We've gotten to like the edge of a breakup. And she's like, if you won't, and the only reason we didn't is because we enjoy each other's company. It's not like, well, how am I going to fuck? Like it's not that. It's more like, do I really, we have fun.
I break up and then the next day we actually have the conversation and then we just get back together. And he's like, the last time he was like, let's do this before you break up. I'm like, I know, but it's better for me to just be like, I want to go home.
The problem with that is if she ever did that to me, I'd be like, all right.
I know.
Like I'd be like, the apps are back. I get to have fun on this thing again. Like, And that's not the
My Instagram stories were so much better this way.
Yeah. Hey everybody, like
so much content.
and that's not what I want, but it's like I would go
I know.
like
I'll go find pad guy for you.
yeah.
You'd be like, Jess.
Yeah. Let me get
I'm coming back.
The female version of pad guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
missionary
that'd
woman.
be. Yeah, like tool belt girl.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty hot, actually.
Yeah. But it was I'm very happy. It's been cool. It's different for me, but I think it's different for everybody. Like there's a other thing where it's like there is the other fear of like, all right, well now that's over. Like the party's done. Turn on the lights. We put on Snuggies now.
We're just married now.
Yeah,
this is just it.
But she's younger and definitely still likes to like go out and stuff and like and I do too. But it's your stories are just less interesting. Like,
yeah, there's so much. I haven't been to a rave in 2 years and a day. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, and I haven't had like a conversation that I didn't think was gonna happen. Like, like you like what? You don't do what? You're,
No.
But it's funny, like when you give dating advice, and now I've had one person say this, and that kind of like it struck the fear of God into me, where they're like, "Well, you don't get it now. You don't get dating now." I'm like, no. I'll always get how guys fucking work.
Yeah.
In this situation, because I know that I can immediately, if someone says he's doing this, and that, I go, all right, what would I be thinking when I do that? And
I always tell girls, because they always come, they're like, and how did you get married so many times? And how did you? I'm like, I didn't talk that much.
You ever hear of shut the fuck up?
It's like I was real quiet, and they seem to like that part.
Well, I think what you said about like, I don't want to get married. I think like guys are, and this is, guys are very afraid of losing aspiration. So it's like when you say like, I'm gonna keep this casual, I'm not really sure, I don't want to get into that. Now you're aspirational. Like now they're like have to achieve you.
Yes.
And now you've made yourself a mountain that they have to
I barely
climb.
shower. I don't. I'm
Doesn't
like
matter. But
like,
you're like, I could do without you. Oh my God, I have to have you.
I know somebody wrote me yesterday and they're like, you're just sick. I was like, I could be your mother. I'm so old. And they're like, every time I'm around you, I just like, I don't shout. I don't do all these like, please. Like, I don't know why you want me. This is so uncomfortable.
That's aloofness would do a lot of women well. Like,
yeah.
To be like, I don't know.
All right, ladies. Just kick that. I teach so many spin classes.
Yeah.
I should shower every day.
I should be showering.
I should be
showering.
I don't like it. I have so much hair. So much to do.
I should be showering every day too, but here we are.
I force George to, when he comes home, I'm like, oh my God, you stink so bad. Like there's like a level of stink that I like, but then there's that level I'm like, you've gone way over.
Well, and I think about this all the time where it's like anyone who comes in from a day in New York City and you don't shower. Like I don't all the time. I'm like, I'll just jump into bed. I'm like, this is the grossest thing I could ever fucking do.
I change my sheets like every 3 days. But I do sit in the tub a lot. I just sit in there and stare off. Just soak. Like an old lady.
Soak the New York off of me.
My arms don't get washed, but
you come
my
out
legs
as wrinkly as like an old Jewish woman. You just come out like with a big bush of hair.
And very judgmental.
These kids.
All the racket.
Hey, Florida.
What is Greta driving? Gosh. All right. Well, I'm excited to keep up with everything.
Please.
I've been so pumped watching everything.
Oh, thank you so much. And I love the podcast. This is
my
great.
God. Yeah. So fun. We're like the post you up.
The post.
We're like
this
3
is
years
for
after.
when it ends.
Yes. This is where they all come later. I'm like, we're on the same team, guys.
Yeah. You'll be here one day.
You'll be here soon.
And we'll be waiting.
Okay, so your stuff.
What?
Say about your album. Say about your God.
Let's go to my Instagram. That's
I know
where
you hate it.
I love Instagram.
I know you do.
I love an Instagram. So at Jared Freid. I do all stuff there.
Spell
the
it out.
album JaredFreid.
Mhm.
The album is out, but like it's on. Just search my name on anything you stream music. And the podcast, J Train Podcast, OOOOOP Podcast. It's all on Instagram, and I'm very.
Your dates, everything are
I
there.
put everything on there, and I'm
Amy,
like,
my hairdresser's very, very
Hi,
obsessed
Amy.
with you.
hi, thank you. Don't yell out at the live OOOOOP show.
We didn't write you in on that one.
So I'm always on Instagram, and that's where I put everything out. And this was great. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you. All right. Follow his podcast. Love you guys. Talk to you next week.